is one of the only ways I see them winning this game. Silent, of course, on the Clinkz needs to follow up with items, and he's doing a great job in keeping up in farm. He's got the Orchid already, he's almost got a BKB, but the problem with the BKB is there's a Chronosphere, there's a Primal Roar, there is, of course, both the wards and the marts that is also dealing damage, so the only thing he's really avoiding is the laser and some of the disables from the roster.
Right. The laser very important though. I mean, if a Clinkz uses strength and gets laser, it just really hurts his combat potential, be it a team fight or whatever else.
Wow, Resolution on the top lane.
Yep, going for it.
Actually, hits the...
Hang on, Ice is going to be caught, and Mystic Flare. There's a black hole even to secure it. Burning's now left alone. He's got a team behind him. Nobody has to retreat to try to reset. Did still some damage there. Now go ahead and use the mech. Let's see if they want to try to catch him. Silent though, able to skeleton walk. However, he did get Hex. Mushi ends up dropping under their own tower. Resolution continue to set up front. There's a ward trap though that'll secure the Aegis. Always want to fly, and Silent very low health, but with Resolution back up off of the Aegis. Don't know. The DK has the firepower to try to challenge this. The Roar was used, and the ward's holding them off at least for a moment. But Empire seems to be in pretty good shape. A 3-for-1 exchange, all told.
A great fight from Empire off the back of a misplay or a very lucky play. So what happened was that Mushi TP'd in, but his blink didn't go off. I think Resolution might have done the most lucky breath of fire that we've ever seen. It hit. He used it before the Tinker landed, and then as the animation carried in, it hit the Tinker, not allowing him to blink away. And so the fight started really poorly for DK, and then we saw MMY going in and getting sort of greedy with the roster wards. He then went down as well. I think because of how Ice got caught inside all the spells of the Skywrath Mage, Burning was suddenly left to his own device and just had to back off.
Right.
A good fight for Empire, and they used the Aegis very well.
Yep, that brings them very close to even now, and actually extends their lead and experience quite handily. So we're at 22 minutes in, and we've got a tight one on our hands. It did look like DK was going to run away with things after the laning phase, but again, that great fight. Now there's going to be a Hex, however, the haste was picked up by Mag. Prior to the Hex, so unable to capitalize on that. They're now moving as 5.
And Empire is now picking up BKBs on all of their heroes. There's one on the Enigma, there's one on the Clinkz. DK is very close to his 400 gold shy of it. And of course there's the blink back on the Nyx Assassin, which is basically all he needs. It's great getting additional items on the heroes, but a hero like Nyx really only needs that one hero to one item to just make sure that he lands a great impale.
Everyone's sieging down the tier 2 bottom. Empire slowly converging on the point. Silent's going to be coming over. Now there's going to be a roar on the Mag, though, as he's spotted and taken out very quickly. And the, beautiful Chronosphere! Ice catching two. Mushi already blinks into the side. They're going to always want to fly easily. The ward's already in shape to guarantee any kind of a return or any kind of counter engagement would have been fated. 12-7, and DK might even try to crack high ground here. Looks like that's the plan, as Burning leads the charge. Didn't even have to use Mechanism.
Yeah, I think that's an easy decision to just at least try and hit the tower. I don't think they expected to get it down just because of the fact that once Empire is up, they have everything available to them, but definitely just trying to chop away at the damage. Oh, they actually seem to be getting it down. Yeah, I think they're regretting right now that MMY used his wards, because I think they may have been able to even get Rexes had he had them up still.
Very well played by DK.
And again, we see the Shadow Blade is not offering anything to the Dragon Knight. He gets the additional damage, sure enough, but him on the Beastmaster, he's had that gem with his Blink Dagger for the longest time now, and we just saw him pick off the Nyx Assassin through the Call of the Wild. There's nowhere for Empire to hide.
Tell you something I think I would have just about have rather seen. I mean, outside, I think the BKB should have come first for Resolution for sure. But even after that, we saw this yesterday, Maelstrom on Dragon Knight. I think would have really done a lot of work here. The Maelstrom pickup would have added his damage, would have added even more push, and that looks like, I mean, they've tried to kind of make that the plan and execute that as the laning phase broke down, just push towers. Haven't had as much success, obviously, as the DK has. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. I'm not really entirely sure what the Shadow Blade is really accomplishing as an item. For now, though, things are quieting down. And that exchange, yep, you can see it was very close to getting back to even. But the biggest lead of the game now, owned by DK. In terms of gold, the experience is now just about back to even as well. So how do you counterpunch if you're Empire?
So the intention behind the Shadow Blade is just that he can do just this, that he can Shadow Blade in, catch a target off guard. He's actually gonna kill Mushi.
Is he? Barely. Able to bring him down. The had always want to fly there to help.
So most heroes go for the Blink Dagger, and a Dragon Knight will in all games we've seen, I don't think we've ever seen a Dragon Knight go for a Blink Dagger. So Shadowblade is simply for him to sort of initiate with while still adding some damage, because while being one of the core carry heroes in the lineup, he doesn't really have a big damage output. So if you want to go for this initiate item that isn't a BKB, also because BKB doesn't really get you into the fight, the Shadowblade is a great item choice. I just feel like in this particular matchup, it doesn't really hold a lot of power.
Oh no, I completely agree with you. I mean, the Shadowblade on DK is an item that is one of the more common just in this matchup, and they've got enough initiation, to be honest.
Yeah, and he shouldn't really have been able to catch Mushi off guard either. I don't know why Mushi didn't blink just into the woods and played it safe. I think he maybe underestimated just how aggressive Empire would continue to be. A bit of a sloppy / lazy play coming out from Mushi. Second time around now that his Blink Dagger hasn't been utilized properly.
Well, Gosep coming out. Mushi has his up, as we see. That'll be on the way to an F plate after the Dagon, no doubt. But MMY also has one up as well. So the squishier targets are now becoming a bit more elusive for Silent. Silent started out great, but for the most part, he's been relatively quiet since then. He's 2-1-3. He has been farming well. He's number 2 in overall CS. Yeah. And in terms of gold gain and net worth, Empire's actually in pretty good shape there. They own 3 of the top 4. However, it's just hard. Again, we both agreed on this and talked about this during the draft. DK's lineup has a lineup that's just going to get better and better the later the game goes.
Yeah, neither team is really giving the other team an opportunity to gank each other out. Just running around as 5. You see on the top lane there's 4 heroes. On the bottom lane there's 4 heroes. They're gonna go in and check Rose, and Rose is back up. I wonder if they go for it. There is a ward that spots it out. They haven't removed it with Larnam's gem. They are gonna do that now, but not really a good fight for them to take. Especially does Blink Dagger still not up on the Enigma, so they do have some room to play in. Once the Enigma gets the Blink Dagger, they need to either keep the Void or the Beastmaster out of the fight. But it is a tall order for Always Wannafly to actually get off a Black Hole. He needs to hit both of those heroes, or of course Chronosphere being down, at least hit the Beastmaster.
Empire smoking all the way from their own jungle into the Radiant. They have a chance to maybe engage an Ice. And it's actually spotted and pinged out, as you can see that ward.
Yeah, that's the problem with running around. Resolution breaking his smoke off. Ice immediately sees him with the ward vision.
And they're going to go for it anyway. Mag trying to find someone to track down, and they do manage to catch Mushi. Mushi immediately, though, goes Scepter's burning, caught inside of that Mystic Flare. Dodged expertly by Ice. Burning back up. BKB's off both sides. There's going to be a black hole that catches Burning, however, and it looks like Empire is going to end up taking a big win again. That's 3-0. That fight a little spread out and a little cut open by the trees and the vision and so on. But they've managed to bring down Burning. They got Mushi despite the Ghost Scepter. And of course the Void, who just doesn't have the damage output right now.
Just a lot better execution from Empire, and the biggest the biggest failure for DK in this particular case was the fact that Beastmaster wasn't standing in any position to spot out Silent. So Silent was standing on top of Mushi on the Tinker and allowed for the Nyx to scout him out, blink in, impale, and just focus down Mushi so he couldn't be of any help in that fight. I think he got one march off and then he had to back off. Not only did they get him, they also got Razor, and I think we have to prevent Always Wannafly on the Enigma for that Black Hole. He kept his cool and said, well, even though I'm 200 HP, I'm still gonna get you instead of... He didn't even use it on the Void, he actually turned around and used it on the Razor instead.
Yep.
So
knew that was a bigger threat at the moment.
Yeah, great read from him.
And they're going to take an Aegis as well. This time it's going to go on to Silent.
And look at Silent's item choice. He went for a Diffusal Blade, knowing that Mushi's running around with now an Ethereal Blade, but once he goes into the Ethereal mode, he needs to diffuse it so that he can take him down. So, great item choice by him.
12-11. Empire holding this one together. DK in the meantime.
I mean, I think they're even pulling ahead.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's exactly even if you look at the gold, actually. And in terms of experience, it actually is massively currently in favor of Empire. At 30 minutes in, how do you feel about DK and their item development? Do you think that we're seeing this lineup reach its potential, or they may be a little bit behind where they'd like to be?
There's a lot of room for Ice to build out his inventory, obviously. I think Burning has a decent progression. He's got a BKB in the mechanism, but is not at all close to that Scepter that we usually see. Mushi on the Tinker, however, he's the one sitting on the most farm in the game. He's got the Ethereal Blade and of course the Dagon 1. But the thing is, he's dying in every fight. He's died 3 times now without making any kills happen.
Wards are going to be used. And DK trying to take another tower. This is the last remaining outer tier tower for Empire.
Very interesting though, the supports on DK, namely Lanham and MMY, has a very great item progression for their roles. 3.2k gold on the Beastmaster, who's running around with a gem and a Blink Dagger already. And then of course MMY, he has the Ghost Scepter and additional 1500 gold, so he's gonna go up and buy a point booster, or he'll go for the BKB. I think a BKB will probably be a better choice at this point of the game. But again, Silent, he has that Infusal Blade, so if MMY goes into Ghost Scepter, he's just gonna get diffused right away and focused down by the Clinks, and Clinks deals a lot of damage now, especially with Death Pact active on him.
Couple of heroes smoked, moving south from Empire. They're gonna hook up with the other three, and probably just gonna hook up with Silent actually. Let's see, knowing that Roche, obviously a long time away. Instead, they just want to cross into the Radiant jungle and see if they can find anything. Looks like DK, though, not going to be caught unawares. They lost, probably arguably their biggest lost fight of the game when Empire did exactly this. And with everyone missing instead, they're just going to play it safe. Even Ice hiding out in the trees, not coming near the creep wave for now. So, looks like a bit of a wasted smoke, but Empire now controlling the jungle.
So Empire's going to go for objectives now. They want to take down the tier 2 towers. They're going to first force out a fight on the bottom lane. They don't have a tier 2 tower to lose on the top lane, so they don't really have to worry too much until it reaches base, which is, I mean, it's actually great for them. Now they don't have to worry about defending the tier 2 top tower, and they can just go for DK's tier 2 towers. If DK doesn't defend bottom tower, which I doubt they will, Empire's just gonna rotate in and try and force a fight either on the middle lane or the top lane afterwards. They want to put this Aegis to good use.
It looks like DK on the same page. You are, my friend. Certainly aware that something's up. You see Eidolon's pushing, and even though they're doing a decent job of not showing themselves, this tower at half health, they don't have a glyph. Honestly, I don't know that it would have been worth defending. Chances, it would have been a dice roll. Chances are that the tower would have died even if they had shown up in force.
Yeah, and Silence is out looking for pickups right now. He can afford to be a bit cocky in his plays. There's still 2.5 minutes left on the Aegis, and if he does find someone such as the Shadow Shaman, he's gonna take him down very fast. Even if he could land the Orchid and a hit on the Beastmaster before Beastmaster can blink out, that's an easy kill for him as well.
Maybe moving in the range of someone now. Finds a regen rune, didn't even need it, just denying it essentially.
Silent's gonna run into Lanham right now. Did he see him? I don't think he saw him.
Right next to him.
So Lanham's item pickup is really, really good. He's going for the Scepter. He's got the point boost already and is 400 gold short of completing it. That allows his Primal Roar to be of a lot longer range, and he can really initiate the fight from anywhere. With the Blink Dagger, he effectively has a full screen range.
Hang on, Vanscore in trouble. Caught by Ice. Mag's there, but the Impale a little bit too late. He will mana burn him down. Here comes Always Want to Fly. Doesn't have enough mana for a Time Walk. They just need to catch him. The movement speed, not enough to get him away. The Force Staff used on Resolution, ready for the Dragon Tail. And this is a pretty big return for Empire. Losing Vanscore, obviously not optimal, but if you're going to give up a support Skywrath, best to get a hard farming Void.
Yeah, definitely not a worthwhile trade, especially not when Ice doesn't really have any big item progression to speak of. He did complete his BKB, so he didn't really lose anything, but he desperately needs damage as well. It isn't enough right now to have the Tinker, and I don't think Razor isn't really dishing out a lot of damage either. They really need to rely on Static Link coming in big for them. Otherwise, their physical damage is very lackluster.
Well, they're playing him ultra defensive. BKB on the way, and yeah, we've seen that come into play when they lost that fight down near their own tier 2 mid.
And look at MMY's item choice. He went for a Force Staff instead of anything tanky. He could have gone for a Point Booster, he could have gone for a Black King Bar. Instead, he's running around on 900 HP with a lot of escapability.
They're trying to be a little sneaky now, not liking their chances to fight without Void, and even if Void wore up, he wouldn't have Chrono.
Oh yeah, but this is an open base for Empire. The water plays, they need to TP back home right now. MMY doesn't have a TP, so he needs to back off.
They've got a Glyph though, and the tower here in mid. Pretty free. There's going to be a roar just to secure the escape of Mushi there.
Oh, no TP on neither Resolution or Silent either, so...
Oh, wow. Never mind. Yeah, this is well worth it. With the Glyph, you would have thought it would have bought plenty of time to finish off that tower. Look at this. They're just going to work. And Mag using the mana burn. Now there's going to be a Malefice onto burning. However, those wards are continuing to do the job.
And look at middle lane. Silent was taking off from the Aegis.
Oh, he's going to be... Oh, Cobb with the Chrono.
This is terrible for Empire.
Oh, my goodness. DK... Oh, finishing him up, and that's Mushi that actually secures the kill that time. However, behind that, they will catch up with MMY. But they lost Rax, man. They lost their range Rax.
Mistakes were made. Huge strategical error from
Carry
Empire.
a TP, dude. This is pub talk. Well, as it stands, it's 14-13, and DK capitalizing on a couple of questionable decisions from Empire, and they've got to be reeling now because they had looked so good. They had just taken the tier 2 bottom. It looked like they were going to get a free tier 2 mid. It's like, okay, you're going to drop the wards, whatever. You know, we'll get back and protect the racks instead.
You know, when you arguably have a lead, and the only consolation is that, oh, okay, we didn't lose the melee racks. Then you're doing really, really poorly. They lost the Aegis, they lost the Klings, they got the tier 2 mid tower, but they lost a ranged barracks and almost their melee too.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is actually great news for DK, because now this bottom lane, I mean, outside of the obvious, yes, there's always nice things that come with bringing down a Rax. But, given how split push, you know, at this point, one of the things Empire's going to be great at is continuing to push, especially as you can see, Silent is just doing massive amounts of damage at the moment.
The item progression from Empire is still great though. Resolution now finished his Assault Cuirass, he's sitting on another 1,000 gold. However, Tinker, Dagon 5, Ethereal Blade, gonna be able to take down anyone he wants to.
Yep. Ice finally finishes his BKB, and one would hope the next item is going to be one that's going to allow him to do more damage. If he had more damage, at this point, DK would honestly be kind of face rolling. Instead,
yeah, I'm really hoping we see Lanem come out big for DK right now. He's only been involved in 6 of their kills, and he is the main initiator in both lineups, really. He's so good with the Blink Dagger and the Scepter. He has that gem, and he has the Hawks to scout out potential targets. Empire is just not letting them.
No, not really.
Silent now very close to the DK lineup. The Hawk is not gonna see him though.
For now, looks like it's DK ready to go on the tower pushing offensive. They really want this last Rax, this melee Rax, as they've rotated forward down. Obviously, Mushi can come in anytime he wants, as the Boar and the Hawk are both out.
And Perning's not actually going for the Scepter, he's instead bought a Plate Mail, so he's just gonna... Either it's a casual Plate Mail just to get some armor up against all the physical damage output coming from Empire, or he's going in for an Assault Cuirass. Either way, it's not the worst of item choices. I still think they desperately need an improved Eye of the Storm.
Here we go. Smoke out from Empire. This is a huge engagement. If they're able to get the drop on DK... it looks like DK, though, just going to pull back. I thought they were going to commit a little bit more to this, but instead pulling all the way back. And, yeah, not wanting to overstay their welcome. That's actually a really smart decision.
More lane change coming out for DK. They're instead going to pressure the top lane again. They know they don't have to put too much pressure on the bottom lane from Empire, especially if Empire changes lanes. That lane is going to push itself in, and the creeps might potentially just take down the melee barracks of their own if they fight elsewhere.
But yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. We got sidetracked. But one of the big benefits of having, even if it is just one Rax, is just basically being able to set up shop and try to starve out Empire at this point. Take their jungle away. Just focus all your attention on top lane and mid lane, and they always either have to send someone down the bottom to account for it, and they'll be down a man, or they try to come out and fight, and that puts them in a desperate situation where they may be initiating into a situation.
Look at this resolution. He has no idea.
Oh, there's the roar. Not even going to use the Chronosphere. However, the Force Staff not enough. Now there's a Chrono. Got 2 with it. And look at this damage output, though. However, Mushi blows up 1 from behind, and Resolution forced to buy back right off the bat. So a big buyback force that time. They got Mag behind the fight, too. And that was actually a beautiful Chronosphere, but we're just got a first-hand lesson there. It's like, you better get Silent, or you better have someone that can account for him.
Yeah, and Enigma was a bit too far away in the Chronosphere. They couldn't really break through to him, and they, of course, chose to focus down the Nyx Assassin. So Enigma living through this was great for Empire. That meant that DK could not capitalize on the fact that they just took out 2 of the heroes. Of course, Resolution buying back didn't help that either, but Black Hole's still up and alive. There's still a Black King bound Enigma. He did have buyback as well, but he had a Gem of True Sight on him that they could have gotten away with. But yeah, the damage output from Silence is huge. We might even see him go for a Blink Dagger later on, just so he can position himself perfectly, because in some of these fights, he may just be, you know, left in a bad position because of the Chronosphere, or just get into the fight poorly and having to run onto his... And that's not exactly what you want with that huge of a damage potential.
Well, one issue that arises, though, is when you've got Mushi, who's gone this absolute, blow your face off build. I call it the ultimate shotgun build, the Dagon and the F-Blade. Unless Mushi's the one he engages on, he's going to have happen to him what happened to last time. It wasn't necessarily to him, but basically he has a huge amount of damage output. He's going to be able to focus down these primary targets, but if it's not the Tinker, he could just get blown apart himself because he has so far gone pure glass cannon for the most part.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot. Oh, another go on resolution. He does
Oh,
not
he
have
no
buyback.
buyback. Yep, here comes Mag. There's going to be a nope. Just going to go ahead and use the Chronosphere. However, Black Hole, Ice Ice dodged it, but Ice Ice will end up dropping. So getting a little over aggressive that time, and Empire capitalizing on it in a big way. That was a beautiful Black Hole from Always Wanna Fly, and forcing him away, just trying to force him to maneuver. Burning caught up with, but can they get Mag in range? They can. He will go ahead and use the Impale. Silence behind this, by the way, trying to chase down Lanham. Burning, the much more appetizing target at this point, trying to mech and BKB home. Won't be able to do so. One last Burning Arrow, enough to secure the kill. Mushi, in the meantime, hiding out in the woods, and will be able to make it away. But that is a huge coup for Empire, taking that fight, and not just taking it, but taking it where they took it in this bottom lane. Now they're going to be able to move out, take a Roshan too.
That was very unlucky for DK as well. MMY blinked in as the Chrono landed, and he blinked in right in the center of it.
Yep.
I'm not entirely sure where Mushi was positioned in that fight. We didn't see that huge burst potential from his hero, and again, they really need to combine this with Mushi. He is the #1 damage output from their lineup, and we just don't see him in these fights. If they'd gotten resolution, that would have been big. Of course, the entire Empire lineup so fast to his rescue. The Black Hole, it wasn't perfect. SSI's barely evaded it with that haste inside the Chronosphere, but
Yep.
he got the Rasta, of course. Skywrath mates also landed on him, so there was no way MMY was gonna survive through that, and then they got the DK afterwards. I just feel like they really need Mushi to come out big for them, and so far, we're 40 minutes into the game, and he just hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was just kind of a wonky engagement to begin with. Part of the problem was they were all engaging up into this area from down south of it. Like, there was no natural way for the rest of the team to get into that
Well,
fight.
they do have blink daggers on their heroes. That's one of the reasons. The only one that couldn't be there would technically be Burning, since he doesn't know
Right.
one.
Well, but Burning's so important in this, though, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But another problem is also the fact that Ice does not really possess any damage items. He's got a Mask of Madness and a Black King bar, and that's all. And with a Dragon Knight running around with almost 40 armor, that's not really a big problem for him at all.
Yep, like you said, he's got 37 armor, and of course the BKB as well. And I think Empire is really playing this out well. Every time DK looks like they're ready to start pulling away again, something happens and it's right back to zero. And in fact, because it's happening the way it is happening, Empire's actually pulling ahead slowly but surely. It's instead of 1 step forward, 2 steps back, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back for Empire. Like, they're giving ground, but every time they're gaining it back plus a little.
Yeah, and you can see Clinks, played by Silent, almost full inventory. He's got a cheese in his last spot. He's sitting on 2400 gold. Always Wanna Fly sitting on 3300 gold. He's also full inventory. He's got to give up that soul ring now to add an item to his inventory. He's got a Gem of True Sight, and I think he wants to carry that around for the remainder of the match.
What do you think of a refresher pickup on Always Wanna Fly?
That's definitely what he's going to go for.
Mushi caught under his own tower. Now there's going to be a huge Chronosphere, but the Mystic Flare finishes off the Tinker. He has to get out because Silent is going to work in the back. Lanham has to spin the Roar just to guarantee that he would get away. And that's a gem down on the ground, and we can see it pinged by both sides. So Empire ready to take the tower off of that. Burning and MMY in the meantime, though, are pushing in bottom lane. They sent one back, but that's going to be Mag using the Carapace. MMY eating a bit of damage. However, enough reinforcements are going to arrive. Lanham's just going to go to work on resolution using that, using the static link. Burning.
Yeah, with that static link, he's going to take down the melee Rex. Glyph comes out. I think they're going to be able to take it anyways, though, with the Rust Awards.
Buyback on
Resolution is so
Skywrath.
very low, though. He's got the Aegis. He's not going to be...
Catches up with MMY, and he had the Aegis, though. So MMY able to go Scepter out of that damage. Silent, in the meantime, finds a kill elsewhere. Resolution going to come back up, not in time to catch anyone. And I didn't even see how they got the Void. It looks like they got him in his own jungle. Yeah, here's Silent.
Silent just picked him off on his own through that Orchid, and that's a problem for Void. I think he just bought back in that fight.
Yeah. Let's see, did he? No, he didn't. Now there's going to be a Roar on the Silent. Always Want to Fly.
No,
There's the
Lanham,
follow-up with the
what are you
Malefice.
doing?
Lanham getting a little too brave for his own good. And Silent secures another kill. And now in mid, they've got Mushi, Burning, and MMY standing to try and protect the racks.
So Lanham expected that he could summon the boar and have Mushi TP into it and then kill Silent.
Something.
That was just way too risky of a play. I like how DK went about just pushing the bottom lane, knowing that they would fall short in a team fight engagement, especially because the Enigma bought back. He has boots of travel on him.
Right.
So they could easily force a fight into DK's base because Chronosphere was down on the Void.
You see the siege is on now and Silent. That massive amount of damage output with the Orchid, the Diffusal, and the Daedalus doing work. Even Burning can't stand up to it. Tier 3 should end up dropping here. And it does. And looks like they're ready to engage out. BKB used on Burning, looking for a target, however. Very well-timed retreat.
Yeah, and the ultimate counter to Static Link from the Razor is just having such a huge damage output that you don't care that he steals away some of it.
Yeah, Silent's hitting pretty hard, man. He's hitting for 370 damage right now. And they're going to be able to just lock DK inside of their base for the foreseeable future. I mean, they have the Tinker, of course, but they should be able to just make it so hard for him to go away. By the way, I want to point out this ward they dropped over near the edge of the map, just in case.
And there's so much gold on Empire's lineup. I mean, Enigma just bought back. He's still sitting on 3,300 gold. Silent, of course, sitting on 5.5k gold. He gave... Did he use his cheese? Did he just casually use it? Oh, he gave it to the Dragon Knight.
Yep.
So Dragon Knight sitting on almost 4k gold, have a cheese in his inventory, already a tall order to take down. I mean, even Vanscore, who had the most horrendous start for a support without boots 10 minutes into the game, he's now sitting on Arcane boots, 4-staff and a Vitality booster.
They're going to go ahead and pull back. They need to, as the creeps are pushing it a little too hard through that bottom lane.
And both Burning and Ice still have no item progression to speak of this. There is 3.4k gold on Burning. He's got that plate mail. Let's see what he opts for, but they desperately need some item progression, especially on Ice.
Scotty picked up on Silent.
Oh, so tanky, look at that.
Yeah,
3200 HP when he's death packed.
3200 HP, magic immunity. He has a silence with the Orchid and the bonus damage, and he has crit.
20 natural armor, and then comes the armor from the Dragon Knight on top of it with the Assault Cuirass. I think what Empire should get right now, though, is a Vladimir's Offering, and an often overlooked item. Plus 15% damage for your entire lineup, plus the armor. I don't know why more teams doesn't go for that.
I completely agree with you. The Vlad, no reason not to in a game like this. Empire in great shape right now.
Yeah, and they need a Hex on the Tinker right now. He's sitting on 5k gold, so he's not far off, but I'm guessing he's saving for the buyback in case they should lose a fight. But even with his burst potential, taking down Silent's gonna be so hard. They need to commit so much to it, and then there's still a Dragon Knight that also deals sufficient amount of damage right now. He's obviously level 21, so his Elder Dragon form is level 3. He's got both BKB, Shadow Blade and Assault Cuirass, plus another 4k gold, so he's probably gonna add some either a crit or a Monkey Kingbind to the mix.
Well, it looks like Empire might just be playing this patiently. It's about a minute and a half now until Roshan's back up. And no reason to rush, I don't suppose.
Nah, Nice is now building for that Aghanim Scepter. He's got a point booster on 2k gold, so he's 1,000 short. Everything was looking great for DK at a point. It really was. But the past 15 minutes has just been a disaster for them. Even when they got the bottom Raxes and played it smart, they just haven't been able to get any kills off on Empire or prevent them from getting farm. All the trades they've done in terms of kills have always been in Empire's advantage.
What they need, I think, pretty desperately is a Scythe of Ice on Mushi. They need some way to reliably deal with the Clinks if they can get eyes on him.
Yeah.
To something to lock it down. He's got 5,200 gold, but obviously buyback a major concern. He doesn't have it right now because he's already bought back once.
We're probably going to see a bit of a stalemate right now until Silent has farmed up buyback. Resolution, I think we've passed the 4 minutes since he bought back the last time around. Empire, Always Wanna Fly should be close as well. He's sitting on 4k gold very comfortably. I don't know, Refresher Orb, Linken's, what do you go for? I really like the Linken's just because of the Raw and Rasta, and you can put it on your allies, so putting it on Silent wouldn't be too bad either.
I mean, like you said, the Linken's makes a lot of sense just because, like you said, the roar and so on.
Yeah, the survivability, and you saw the Enigma was the first one to go down last time, or the only one to go down, rather.
Lockdown, I don't think is, like, the more I think about it, I'm always going to kind of, as a caster, lean towards a Refresher anyway, just because that gives you such huge big play potential and it's fun as hell to watch.
The thing is, Empire right now, as it stands, have enough lockdown. They got the
that's kind of what I was getting at.
From Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, I don't think they're that desperate for it.
No, definitely not.
It would be. It's kind of like, okay, you can get something that you do need, or you can get something that would be nice to have.
Yeah,
like
and
with
nothing
need
on
versus
DK
want.
is so tanky that you need to commit black holes to them over an extended period of time.
Exactly.
They are also very squishy, and I say squishy, they are sitting on 1800 HP, but 50 minutes into the game, it's not really a lot. You see Burning, he's running around with a Shiva's Guard, so there's absolutely zero damage potential from his Razor.
Yeah, he's going to be relying entirely on static ring damage. Resolution in the meantime,
So
5,600 gold tucked away, man. What
by
do
the
you think?
looks of it, even with a double racks down on the bottom lane, I feel like Empire is large in charge, and I don't see DK winning this unless Mushi just makes some big plays and great pickoffs. He's sitting on 6k gold now, closing up on that Scythe of Vice and buyback.
Like you said,
all
it
the
has,
farm is going in the way of Empire.
has been a bit of a period of passivity. This could change, though, as DK is smoked and is going to head all the way up. They're going to have a chance to catch one or two. Mag
This is a
and
Hail
Silent.
Mary. Look at them. None of them have buyback.
Yep.
If this doesn't succeed for them, the game is over.
Well, they're going to know silence there before long. Skeleton walk 4 seconds until cooldown. Here comes the Tinker, teleport in. And no idea. They were that close to catching one, if not two. Instead, like you said, a Hail Mary that ends up being batted down by some good game sense from him.
Very good read by Silent, taking the only way he could escape in.
He's going to go ahead and go back to work in the meantime at bottom. Vanscore always want to fly, kind of doing their thing. Like you said about Vanscore, he really did have a rough start. But and honestly, his influence on the game has been not as big as you usually want to have, especially, I mean, in 51 minutes, it's not that strange to see a Skywrath fall off. But in the first 20, 25, even then, he was kind of muted. But for the most part, he got the job done as much as he could have, given his start. And
Oh yeah, he's definitely done his part in this game. It hasn't really been the most kill-intensive game.
no.
Probably because the two lineups sort of very similar in the way that they approach the strategy in this game, and so they both knew that they had to run around together. Ooh, Silent being called out.
Oh yes, he almost ended up catching Mushi, and now Silent in some trouble. Gonna be blocked in, he's gonna BKB, he's gonna Death Pact the boar. Ice catches him though with the Chronosphere. And he's got help around him, he just doesn't know it. Or Ice doesn't know it. Silent will be cleaned up, but Burning now! Hit with the Mystic Flare after the Dragon Tail. Now Ice. Can time walk away and will. Resolution there to try to chase him down. They end up trading 1 for 1, but the buyback from Silent is going to allow them to keep this tier 3 at top still standing.
Look at
Roshan.
MMY on top though. In the best Admiral Bulldog way he knows how. He's pushing on that base tower again, doing what he needs to do to keep Empire away from their own gates. This is great play by MMY.
The Roshan is up and has been spotted. And certainly going to be something they want to take a shot at sometime soon. DK in the meantime is up there. Is going to be another roar. Oh, Silent! Caught out again, and that's going to be no buyback. He's down for 5 straight minutes, and DK, with one set of racks already down at bottom, now has a chance to push elsewhere. 2 solid minutes
The hero
until
we're
they get the
looking
clinks
now
back up.
is always want to fly on the Enigma. He needs to come out big right now with
Oh, he
Black
has
Holes in
to.
these fights. Their main physical damage dealer, almost their only physical damage dealer. Oh, well, as I say that, the DK is running around with almost 400 damage, but that's because of that double damage.
Oh, yeah.
They have to back off from Roshan. I think DK is just gonna make a run for it for the middle lane. They have that Chronos
Let
spell on the
Bushi
void.
split push top. Just let Bushi split push top while they push middle.
Yeah, definitely. I think they should split the
wow.
Rosh to the top lane though.
They're
Are
going
they
to go
going
for
Rosh?
Roshan. Yeah.
They have another 60 seconds once Rosh is down though, so I think this is a fine move. Bushi can just keep the lanes pushed out and make sure that they can enter either top or mid before Klinks is alive again. What is he doing though?
Well, Mushi coming to help out with Roshan.
Well, he just used Ethereal Blade on him and cost another 5 seconds.
So Roshan drops. There's Cheese and Aegis. It's going to be Aegis on Mushi. Cheese didn't see who picked that up. It's going to be someone trailing behind, not Rasta, so it will be...
See MMY's movement. He's going for the top lane. He doesn't care one bit about the middle lane. He's saying, let's split this.
Yep.
There's still 45 seconds on the Klinks. No buyback. Definitely going to be able to take it down. At least 1 tier 3 tower, probably 2.
Siege is on. It's going to be 35 seconds until Klinks is back up. 0 buyback. He actually borderline buybacked, bought back and died again. Got caught out in his own jungle.
The entire lineup is now running on top, so they're going to take down that tower fairly easily. There is a glyph available.
Here we go.
Place the wards. There we go.
Always want to fly. Needs to come up big, as you had said. Actually, he's going for the refresher, by the way.
Oh wow, and Nyx goes down instantly. Oh, he buys back instantly as well.
Yep, so buying back, but still.
Glyph's used, the range barracks is gonna go down with this, I think.
Oh, no, Burning gonna be caught in. The Mystic Flare's there. He has cheese. Oh, good force down.
Oh no!
Oh, look at this! Ice going to work on Vanscore. Always want to flies on the outside of this. Here comes Silent back up, though. And he's going to be trying to make it away. Everyone has to
They have
blink
to
out.
retreat, but look at Burning! No TP scroll, he's stuck!
Oh, man.
Empire has no way of knowing though, but Courier instantly leaving the base and flying on top of that TP scroll. And they're all standing behind him. We're here. Oh, look at that. Ice team play, giving his TP scroll to Burning.
Yep, and because he can get out.
Yeah. Oh my god. That
Very
forced
well
exit.
played, guys. They end up bringing down 1 Rax, but honestly, that wasn't nearly as bad as that could have been for Empire. That was still a nice force staff to get him back to safety.
Yeah, they only lost the range barracks, but they do have 3 Rax gone now. 2 lanes hurting and bleeding. And wow, Dragonite now finished the Heart of Tarrasque as well, so he's gonna be almost impossible to take down.
Look at MMY. He actually force-staffed himself to tear down the trees and dropped a ward here.
Mushi's just being a show-off right now, though. He's almost on 10k gold. By this time of the game, he could easily buy his Scythe of Ice.
Yeah. I'm curious why he hasn't. Honestly, I have no idea why he hasn't.
He's got an Aegis up on him as well.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with him carrying the Aegis, though.
Look at MMY, by the way. He's alright here. That's where he lives now. Moved in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, constant pressure on that top lane. I love that because Mushi can push out the lane without MMI ever having to show, and as soon as the lane enters, he can blink in and place those wards and focus down the racks. And remember, there is no glyph of fortification available for Empire, so if they move out of their base or they're hesitating to defend it, that rack is gonna be gone.
Now for the moment, Empire down to their last gasps. They need a big win. Silent dying there. I still feel like that could have been a lot worse for them. Obviously not great that you lost your tier 3 and your ranged racks at top, but all told, they're at least still in the game.
And Ice slowly but surely actually gaining items now. He's got that scepter already, and he's now sitting on 4k gold. And one thing we've been saying throughout this entire game is how he needs to build some items so that they have a physical damage output.
Yep.
Burning though, still going for a tanky build. He's got the Shiva's Guard.
Oh, Mag finds MMY and brings him down quick with a little bit of help from Vanscore and the Mystic Flares.
So unfortunate for MMY. The reason they put a ward up there, well, they didn't actually. They saw someone put a ward up there.
No, MMY dropped that.
Oh, okay.
No, that's been there for a while.
I thought
You're talking about
Empire may have wanted to put a ward up there just to keep tabs on the Tinker in case he blinked into that position and then caught out MMY. I don't know how they saw him then.
Jim. It was a Jim.
Oh, yeah, but how did they get vision of him to begin with?
I think they had someone hanging out like right here. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, I'm not sure how they saw him either. But I'm pretty sure they had someone hanging right there. And because he ended up force-staffing up, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, now Vlad's up on Lanham. He's sitting on another 2,500 gold. So DK not out by any means. I mean, they have 2 sides down on Empire. So however much I feel like Empire's in the lead, it's looking grim with the decisions they're taking.
Yeah. Well, Empire right now, the issue is they just have 0 map presence.
Yeah, and there's another, let's see, the buyback status on the Clinks. Oh, he's actually running up now, but he doesn't have the gold to buy back. 900 gold short. Assassin, of course, 2 minutes shy of buyback as well, and a lot of gold.
Empire, for the moment, again, just trying to do what they can. They have to keep this bottom lane shoved out as much as they possibly can. And, you know, again, with top lane now, they have too much to account for. And
yeah, and a full Bloodstone now completed on Mushi, so he thought that would be more worthwhile than the sacrifice. And I might even tend to agree just because he can regen so much faster.
Yeah. I don't know, though, having the lockdown now for the Clinks.
But at this point, does DK even want to fight?
Guess not. I mean, like, they've got so much map control, but I mean, they still have to close the game out at some point. And I mean, they could just farm till everyone is 6 slotted, I guess, and in theory, they should be able to easily take a win at that point.
I think at this point, knowing that the Glyph fortification is down,
they're all blowing Vanscore up immediately. There's going to be almost one to fly coming in. The Malefice, however,
he went for refresher on those, so Big Enigma plays can be coming out in this game.
We're going to find out. Trying to clear off the wards. Now they're going to engage. Let's see if he's got a black hole in him. Silent spotted out. There's going to be an Impaling Cod too, and the Faceless Void catching Resolution with the Chronosphere. However, Aegis has popped off. Silent. And, oh, always want to fly. He's looking for something. There's the roar right in his face. Resolution coming out to try and help his buddy out. But there's going to be one black hole onto Burning. But he ends up dying amidst the channel. Burning, though, left behind and dropped. As DK buys back with 2, and the immediate buyback out of Empire as well. LaNm's going to be able to TP away, but the racks are still standing, and didn't even have to use the refresher.
No, that's actually curious to me why he used the refresher.
Well, I mean, there's no reason not to, because it's just like,
yeah, I guess
it's just
so.
wasted time if you don't. But I'm talking like, yeah, the fact that Empire, man, there honestly wasn't even that big of a play there. Mag's 2-man impale was kind of nice, but for the most part, I just feel like DK kind of misplayed all that.
Yeah, what I thought they would have done was have Ice blink in, Chrono, sort of shut them off the racks, and just have Rastawards go to town on it, and you know, just do a huge trade for those Raxes.
Yep. Instead, Empire keeps breathing. This is now a 60-minute game, one of the longer games.
The biggest problem for DK, as long as they don't have the Scythe of Vice up on the Tinker, it's gonna be so hard to take down Resolution. Silent isn't even the biggest issue right now. Well, of course, damage-wise he is, but Resolution, how are you gonna deal with a guy with that much HP and armor?
Yep.
And he's sitting on 6k gold. I wish he would buy up a Daedalus or something.
Yeah, he really does need damage. Having damage on him would make such a difference. Silent leading the way.
They're gonna make a run for it for the middle lane now. Yep. Always want to fly though. No buyback on him. No buyback on Tinker either.
A 5-man smoke. Empire. Oh, LaNm. Ooh. Being very close. He's gonna come out. And Vanscore has his. Yep, it's immediately pinged out.
We might see MMY sell his arcane boots or disenchant them for a boot of travel and just play rat style Dota.
We'll find out momentarily. As Empire laying siege a bit now. This is a position they haven't been in a while. Being able to exert their own presence, but it's not going to last for long. Bottom and top lanes are pushing, so they have to decide right now what they want to do. If they're going to go for it, they got to go soon, because look at this big wave heading to top that's going to end up bringing down that melee racks if they don't back soon. And at bottom, the same thing's happening. Are they going to go for it, or are they going to play safe? Looks like they want to get aggressive. Yep, they're going to go. Mag manages to catch Burning. Coming in. Mystic Flare, though. Oh, beautiful! Unbelievable Chronosphere. Mag's cleaned up from the outside. Resolution down to half health. Burning sapping all of his damage. Behind that, a black hole. Catches Mushi. The damage might be enough, and no, Roar comes out a little bit late. Always want to fly. Going to be caught with the shackles afterwards. Back at the base, though, the tier 4 is down. We're going to see that Rax die. Empire got a little work done, but not nearly enough, and they end up losing a hell of a lot of ground on the back of a phenomenal Chronosphere coming out of Ice.
I think it's safe to say that Empire actually still were the victors of that fight. The problem is that their base was being seized so hard. Always want to fly almost dying to creeps now. So they lost the tier 4 tower by doing that fight. They committed the black hole to taking down the Tinker. And while taking down the Tinker is great just because of how he bought back not so long ago, he does have that Bloodstone that'll allow him to resurrect in time. And they were also very low that they couldn't engage into the base. They couldn't even get Raxes even though they were exposed. Yeah, but definitely a great Chrono from Ice.
Oh man.
Getting 4 of them in the Chrono and completely shutting the Enigma out of it.
Yeah, I mean, bringing down the Tinker was nice, but like, it was an afterthought by then. The damage had been done.
And Ice actually went for the Refresher Orb.
Yep.
So no damage output on him, well, some damage output on him, but more importantly, a double lockdown in the Chrono. 12 seconds of disable.
I mean, at this point, I still feel like he could benefit from more damage, but Burning, at the same time, has gone expensive too. So DK instead, relying on Mushi to be their walking, talking, pew-pewing glass cannon.
And DK has slowly but surely become the favorite to take this match now. Look at LaNm. He's sitting on 4,500 gold.
Resolution, finally. Applying some damage. That'll help immensely. Silent has been sitting on the same items for a long time. Can upgrade his Diffusal soon if he wants to, but wanting to use up all of his purges before that. Silent might have eyes on someone. It's Mushi. Got help coming. And... oh wow, he and Mag trying to find someone. Instead, DK able to slink away. None wiser.
This next team fight is gonna be so decisive.
Yeah.
If Empire loses it, they're probably just gonna lose the game because of how exposed their throne is.
Well, they can't do what they just did again.
No, exactly. On the other hand, if Mushi on the Tinker goes down, his Bloodstone is only on 4 charges now, so there's gonna be a long time before he's back into the game. His buyback status is up in 1 minute though, and he does have sufficient gold, so it's still a very, very hard game for Empire, just because of how poor their base are right now.
Burning's actually picked up a Talisman of Evasion. as it on the courier.
Did they actually... When did they lose the melee racks on top? Did the creeps just push that in while they were fighting
On top? No, not only did they lose the tier 4 whenever they committed to that fight in mid, they lost the melee racks up here too.
Wow.
That's been down since
So
then.
that fight was definitely in DK's favor.
Oh, no, exactly. That's what I was saying. They, Empire, yeah. They like you said, they got a few things accomplished, but both lanes, and look already at bottom. Like they can't leave the base. Like if they I don't know what the plan is.
Yeah,
what
they
do you
desperately
even do?
wanted to take roads. They actually need to sit in their base, get BOTs on all of their heroes, and hope that DK runs in with a very bad team fight.
In other words, hope and pray for a mistake.
Yes.
And doing that against a team like DK is low percentage.
That was what they did in the mid game, though. As I said, we haven't.
Oh, hang on! Mushi! Hit! And now he's going to BKB and try to get out. He's actually going to turn around, almost kills Vanscore. Mushi's still alive, but barely. And now, yes! They managed to bring him down. Behind that, there's a Chronosphere. Always want to fly. Trying to get a black hole off and can't. He's going to end up dying behind it. And Ice going to go ahead and leave as well.
Cancels his TV.
Burning. Now in some trouble. Empire looking to catch him. And the damage output of the Tinker cannot be denied as he gets one more kill. Buyback from
Going
Silent.
for the throne. Look at MMY.
Oh, wow! MMY behind the fight. Trying to just go straight for the racks. Now we're going to see Mag Cop that Ice could be in trouble. That damage output from Silent, just tremendous. The throne down to about half health. Lanham and Burning walking around trying to keep this pushed in. All lanes are pushing so hard right now, but Empire manages to weather yet another storm. They actually have the kill lead. And yeah, you can see that everything is basically even at this stage of the game. So right now,
it is an easy win for DK, though. All they need to do is make sure that their middle lane is pushed out, and there is absolutely nothing that Empire can do.
Yep. I mean, at this point, you can just about BKB and rush it. It is at half health as we saw. But that was so close, man. Over in this side shop, almost saw Mushi die, almost saw Vanscore die. Now Silent, caught by Mushi at top, but able to BKB and scurry away to safety.
Remember though, no buyback on Mushi, so no buyback on either of them. So of course, bringing down Silent means winning the game, but bringing down Mushi as well, maybe we'll see a run for the throne. The problem with that is that their throne has no towers, and there's a Rasta on the enemy team.
Well, and still stuff standing. Like, I mean, right now, like they've got the tier 3 mid down, but yeah, they basically would have to go with a desperation push.
There's so many ways that DK can just shut this game down. I mean, it just winning through items. You can add a Necromicon and just send it into their base, and everyone BOTs onto it and just focuses down the throne. But there's no good fortification up, so there's several ways of just going all out.
Gonna move into Roshan while they have the opportunity.
Double BKB on Silent now. He's gonna put one of them on the ground with the Rose Pit and take up that Aegis.
Up here comes Mushi going to work on Silent BKB, so there's gonna be a roar onto Resolution. Burn another roar off of the refresh. Silent, can they bring him down in time? They can! DK ready to put a nail in this one. There's gonna be a black hole that catches two. Damage output just isn't there. Impale caught one. Mushi going to work with the pew pew from the high ground and land him. The next one to drop DK. Coming out on top, refresh.
I hate to say it, but in the dire base, we
man.
have MMY doing what he did all game. Probably one of the reasons that DK is still in this game after their mid-game mistakes.
Yep.
Placing the wards on the throne, and they're just going away. Resolution had to buy back, and it's gonna go to work on the wards right now. Tinker's coming in though. The throne, 400 HP, 300 HP.
Count it
200
down.
HP.
100 GG! Empire and DK in a nail biter. A back and forth slugfest and a pause because why not? Savor the moment, I guess. DK though pulls one out, and a heartbreaker, an absolute heartbreaker for Empire, who wanted a win here to draw even on the day, looking ahead to their next match, which will be against IG. Instead, they fall to 1-3 on the day, while DK improves to a perfect 4-0 to finish out day 2 of play. What a game, man!
Yeah, if I were Empire, I definitely wouldn't be pleased with losing this game.
Oh,
this was
man.
theirs to lose. Even with their Raxus down on the bottom lane, I really feel they were in control until Silent got picked off. That's when